10 WWE superstars who should not move in the WWE Draft 2022 is your video today here on SCW. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave in the comments in the comment section. Please like and share the video as well. It's draft season once again. It's coming very, very soon. And some superstars are doing so well on their show right now. Perhaps they've got good booking. Perhaps they're champions. Maybe there's direction for the future with their characters and storylines. Maybe moving in the draft isn't the best idea. So I'm going to look now at both Raw and SmackDown, give you 10 superstars that I think should stay on the shows they are currently on. So without further ado, going to start with looking at 5 Raw superstars. And the first superstar who should not move, in my opinion, is none other than Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins, for me, since moving back to Monday nights, has been one of the highlights of Monday Night Raw each and every week. Has been in prominent feuds with the likes of Cody Rhodes, has forged friendships with the likes of Kevin Owens, and is even the one superstar at the Royal Rumble this past year to pick up a victory against Roman Reigns. Yes, I know it was by DQ, but still, no one else has been able to beat Roman Reigns in nearly 3 years in singles matches. That's a big time deal. We look at the current progress with Seth Rollins at the moment. He's got the feud, of course, with Riddle going on at this second. I expect that to carry on for the next month or so. Of course, Cody Rhodes will eventually return back to TV as well. That storyline is set in place. If Seth Rollins somehow could perhaps win a World Championship between now and WrestleMania, I wouldn't be surprised if Seth versus Cody 4 happens at WrestleMania 39, where we can again crown Cody Rhodes as a world champion in WWE. Seth has a big part to play in multiple storylines in WWE right now, and actually can help make many potential stars, along with becoming, still one of the top stars himself, and perhaps even winning another world championship. So for me, Seth Rollins must remain on Monday nights. As should his wife Becky Lynch, arguably the other top star of Monday Night Raw at this particular moment, has been the Raw Women's Champion up until WrestleMania. Of course, had a fantastic character work as a heel there, trying to get herself back in championship contention. She realised at SummerSlam that, well, she wasn't the better person on the night, couldn't get the job done against Bianca Belair. She had met her match. She'd gone back to being babyface. Sadly, she's picked up a shoulder injury. She'll be on the shelf in the meantime, but when she returns, she should return to Raw, in my opinion. I think there's a good chance Ronda Rousey could be moved over in the draft, and we could build perhaps Becky versus Ronda for WrestleMania 39. Let's not forget as well, if Control stick around on Monday night, Bayley's group as well, that's natural revenge for Becky to try and get. Also, I think Becky Lynch could be a potential Royal Rumble winner next year. She certainly has to be seen as an early favourite if she can get back from injury in time. Next superstar that should remain on Monday Night Raw is Cody Rhodes. He'd been quickly positioned into a top babyface on that brand on his return at WrestleMania 38. Had a fantastic rivalry against Seth Rollins. Of course, sadly, he's off injured right now with a torn pectoral muscle. It was torn clean off the bone, and he used it to his advantage to have one of the matches of the year against Seth Rollins that looked absolutely painful every single second. But certainly when Cody Rhodes does return, he's going to be a top guy, and the fact that he was written off TV via Seth Rollins, if Seth Rollins remains on Raw, then Cody Rhodes should also remain on Raw. There's one match left in the tank with these two, and I think that should be for a world title at WrestleMania next year. So for me, Cody Rhodes, the face of Monday nights, the top babyface of Monday nights, to come back and win a world championship, it would be ludicrous in my opinion to move him over to SmackDown. Next on the list is Riddle, of course, one half of RK Bro. Sadly, Randy Orton is off injured for the foreseeable future, but Riddle has been a top star on Monday Night Raw for quite some time now. He's really built himself up quite a reputation. Of course, he could carry on his own, perhaps go and move over to SmackDown. I don't think that would necessarily be a problem, but at the same time, he's still in a rivalry with Seth Rollins as we speak. I do think that when Randy returns, we will probably eventually build to Riddle versus Randy at a WrestleMania. So for me personally, I think the Riddle should remain on Raw for the time being. Perhaps maybe he should go to the next level and try and become a top single star. Maybe get the win over Seth Rollins in a rivalry, and maybe try and get himself to become a world champion once again. Because, well, he can't face Roman Reigns right now, but that's not to say that Roman will be a world champion forever. When Riddle can get back in for contention, perhaps maybe a Royal Rumble season, maybe Randy Orton can return and be a little bit jealous of the fact that Riddle just moved on without him. Certainly it's a storyline that could play in quite well heading into WrestleMania 39. Yes, it could work with either brand, but Riddle and Raw just seems to fit together. It's worked so well since Riddle moved over there a couple of years ago. Last superstar that should remain on Monday Night Raw, in my opinion, is Ciampa, because, well, Ciampa has benefited so much in such quick time with Triple H being the head of creative. Of course, Ciampa has had opportunities at the United States Championship, has got wins under his belt. He is no longer seen as Miz's sidekick. Of course, they're now alongside each other. I do think eventually it will lead to a breakup, but I do think Ciampa has got a much more promising future in WWE, and the fact now that he's got more TV time to establish himself on Monday nights. We've seen the likes of Dexter Lumis now come there. There's rumours that Johnny Gargano could be in WWE at some point in the near future. I could be fancy booking a little bit here, but I just feel Monday Night Raw feels like the right place for Ciampa, and the fact that he was on USA as a part of NXT as well, it's an easy transition to try and get over with that audience, to put him on a completely different station if you are a casual WWE fan right now. I'm not saying it would be a mistake by any means, but certainly for me, I just feel right now Ciampa on Raw feels like the right fit. So I'd keep Ciampa there and keep pushing him in the way that Triple H has been doing so, because Ciampa, sooner than later, will feel like a big deal on Monday nights. We only mentioned Riddle a few minutes ago. If the pairing of superstar and show go as well together, it's magic what can happen in a spell of 12 months. So that's which superstars I don't think should leave Monday Night Raw. Let's go over to the superstars that I think should stay on Friday Night SmackDown. And no surprise at the start, it is the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos, because, well, they've been dominating since moving over to Fox and since being a part of this group with the wise man Paul Heyman as well. The Bloodline is SmackDown. When they're not on the show, SmackDown, it feels like that it's lacking the top star power that's there. SmackDown right now relies on this group to be there, and it's still, for me, they are the faces of this show, the faces of WWE. And right now, yes, you could move them over to Monday Night Raw, but you would need to move so many superstars over to SmackDown to fill that void. It feels at this moment that superstars should be coming to them rather than the other way around, in my personal opinion. So I would keep the Bloodline on Friday Night SmackDown. And with that being said, my next selection will be Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn, honorary Uso, wants to be in the Bloodline to continue that storyline, to maximize its potential. Then, my opinion, Sami Zayn needs to remain on SmackDown. A locker room leader, let's not forget, and has done his best work over the last couple of years as a heel. I do think that heel Sami Zayn could be transitioning into a babyface over the next coming weeks and months. I do think eventually the Usos and Roman will turn on Sami Zayn, and that will actually force Sami Zayn to become a babyface, perhaps almost the Sami Zayn that we saw in NXT once again. Of course, with Triple H at the helm, I do have every faith that that actually could be a successful face turn as well. So for me, Sami Zayn, I'm loving his work on SmackDown. I'd hate to see him move to Monday Night Raw right now, just in case he got lost. I don't think he would get lost in the shuffle, if honest, but at the same time, his position, he just feels like a staple of Friday night right now. It feels like he's one of the reasons you'd go in to tune into that show. And yes, he would be a reason you go to tune into Monday Night Raw, but there's no need to fix something that isn't broken. So for me, keep Sami Zayn on Friday Night SmackDown. My next selection will be none other than Charlotte Flair. Now, Charlotte Flair on SmackDown feels like she's got a fresh show to work with already, because Liv Morgan coming in and winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, that's a natural feud you've already got. Add the likes of some people that could be coming over from Monday Night Raw to sort of freshen up that division. I don't think there's any need to move the Queen back over to Monday nights. Charlotte Flair seems a staple of Friday night and has made it her home in the last 12 months, and I think with fresh opponents, there's no need to sort of change her over in the near future. She can still be one of the top contenders in and around the championship and potentially help build some new stars of the future, or in other cases, making them tap out to the figure eight. If rumours are also to be believed as well, Charlotte Flair was wanted on SmackDown during the draft last year. I imagine Fox would want to keep her for this year as well. So if that's something that Fox wants, I imagine that's something that Fox will get. So I expect Charlotte Flair to remain on Friday nights. My next selection is Maximum Male Models. Now, it might seem quite a random selection here, but for me, I'm kind of liking the gimmick so far. I know that it's hit and miss with a lot of people, but it's unique, it's different, and the fact is, it hasn't really got going yet. And the fact they've been put onto Friday Night SmackDown, I want to see where they can go with it. So keep them on Friday nights, have them do something they're quirky that's a bit different, breaks up that 2-hour show quite nicely when it's needed. They can get some rivalries in, hopefully with some great tag teams as well. Who knows what can happen, but what can I say? It's titillating the juices of my guilty pleasures, and I'm not even going to deny it. My last selection is a staple of Friday Night SmackDown. I don't think he's ever been drafted over to Raw. He's only appeared at Raw on a couple of occasions when it's been brand-to-brand invitationals. I'm talking about Shinsuke Nakamura, because Nakamura, for me, I enjoy watching him on Friday Night SmackDown. I enjoy the fact that Pat McAfee on commentary dances on the table. Rick Boogs has got to come back and be a part of that act as well. And Shinsuke has found his niche on Friday Night SmackDown. He gets himself in and around the mid-card championship picture. Who knows, under Triple H, maybe he can start being pushed the way he was done in NXT and can start moving his way back up towards the top. I have more faith that he could do that on Friday Night SmackDown than I do on Monday Night Raw, so for that reason, I'm keeping Shin on Friday nights. So that's what I think. Let me know what you think right now in the comments below. Which superstars should not move in the WWE Draft in 2022? I'm sure there's a host of names I've not mentioned. Let's discuss them now in the comments below. I cannot wait to interact with you. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, share with a friend as well. Subscribe to SCW if you haven't already. Turn on notifications, you know, each and every time a new video is released, including which WWE superstars should move in the 2022 WWE Draft, and also NXT 2.0, which superstars will be called up from that show to Raw and SmackDown. Both videos on the channel right now and also on the side of your screen, so make sure to check those out. Check out other videos on the channel as well. You've been watching SCW here on YouTube. As we get closer towards the WWE Draft 2022, I will be doing a full predictions video on every single superstar, so make sure to keep an eye out for that when draft season does come around. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.